Hello viewers, today I want to say certain things that I feel that are right in my heart, and I want to lay them out. I want to spit them out. I want to share them with you because I feel there's something inside me that I just have to say. So we meet here again, and I want us to watch together. Please let us watch together. Thanks for coming back again on this channel. The channel is We Africa. Hey, what I want to give today is what I should call a view from inside. And I want to talk probably as one of the people who might be inside and suffering a lot because of what I presume should be and could be a leadership vacuum in Swaziland right now for pro-democracy activists. Because if you look at it, really, the other time, and I have a video on this, Dudusi and Mlungisi were giving out an ultimatum to King Mswati. And they were saying that within 5 days he must really answer to their demands. And I remember one of the demands was that they should release the MPs who are imprisoned, the MPs that he has imprisoned. And I believe that there are not only 3 MPs there. A lot of people are now in prison for various, under various charges, because a lot of infrastructure was banned, a lot of schools were banned. I remember some students are out on bail, and there are a lot of people whose issues are not being published because they were participating in a revolution which they thought was going to bring a change in their lives. And Mdudusi and his family, and Mlungisi, and the other people that they met and discussed this with, they mentioned only 3 people. I think there are a lot more people, and they should think about these people and think about a lot of people also who went out in the streets, who might be back home, who took a giant leap of faith to try and dislodge a regime that is so, whose roots are so deeply rooted in a system of corruption and despotism and cruelty. But in the end, I think they were let down by leadership. Because the leaders, what I fail to understand is that these leaders still believe that they have really to psych up the international community and they psych up international organizations such as SADC and OAU. I don't think those organizations are going to do anything. Ramaphosa, I once told you that Ramaphosa might be willing that the king, he really wants the king to go, but his hands are tied. His hands are tied. He can't do anything about it. Approach any other African country. You think they'll come to Swaziland and just shoot him Swati and then put a government of a democratic government, democratic institution or democratic institutions there in Swaziland? How is that going to work out? It doesn't. And the only revolution that was going, that was supposed to dislodge Mswati, really was ended by SADC when SADC came, when Ramaphosa sent an envoy, and people thought that, oh, at last something has come up. And I said that you must never trust the SADC. And if another revolution ever starts, never trust the SADC again. Because SADC is not going to bring any change in Swaziland. The people who started the revolution, and only the people can bring change, total change in Swaziland. And when next time when SADC comes in, while there is another revolution, while there are other demonstrations and riots, the country is being burnt down, you must never really forget or forsake your post. You must continue fighting. What I'm saying here is that there is a leadership vacuum because I don't see what Dudusi and Mlungisi are actually planning on doing, because after issuing that ultimatum, whose power they didn't have to enforce it. They knew that they were powerless. They just wanted to expose how useless, how weak they are, which I think they've already shown to Mswati that even if we give you a threat, we can't carry it out. We are too weak to do so. We thought finally here are some leaders with balls. And I wanted to test, everyone wanted to test how these people were going to really enforce that ultimatum. We realized that up to now, maybe something is brewing. I said maybe they have something up their sleeve, but I don't see anything coming up, because the only revolution that is going to happen in Swaziland, he has to involve the people. Because the enemy that you're fighting, your enemy, Swat, that is a veteran politician. That guy has been in power for 35 years, cheating people. He has a harem of 15 wives. It can be very easy from Swati to rule over Swaziland more than it is to rule over his harem. You know how difficult wives can be when they are just one wife. He has 15 that he has to manage every day, and he has got children. And this wife belong to him, all of them, and he manages them in a political way, and manages with some degree of difficulty, but he manages the 15 wives. It's a difficult job. So ruling over, or rather managing Swaziland, might be a smaller job for him if he manages 15 wives every day. It's a job that maybe doesn't give him sleepless nights. That's why sometimes you see that he's not forthcoming when there is a problem. He doesn't come. Look at what people did. They were burning down infrastructure, burning down buildings, burning down, attacking all the other infrastructure, thinking that the revolution has started. They did a lot. People did quite a lot. If you check history. Now it was supposed to be the time when this regime was supposed to be overthrown. It's an archaic regime, a dinosauric kind of cruel government that only exists only in Swaziland and nowhere else. It was supposed to go, and people really thought this was their time. But it all ended up in smoke. And our leaders are trying to pretend like there's something like that. I think they should be honest with the people. Maybe approach people in a very honest way and tell them exactly what is happening on the way forward. If they don't have any ideas on the way forward, then they should just admit to people that they don't have any. You can't keep on psyching people, telling people that the things that you already know. People already know that Mswati is spending their money. Everything that he owns belongs to the people. He owns a lot of land, 61% of the land. He owns a lot of industry. That belongs to the people. All those things should belong to the people. Don't keep on telling people stories that they already understand. People are ready for. It might be because what happened to you is that you were hoodwinked into thinking that maybe SADC will solve this issue once and for all. And that really failed. And people are ready to be led in a different direction, or in the same direction, maybe with a renewed momentum. That seems to not be happening. And there's a lack of honesty on the part of the leaders. I think this is a leadership crisis. There is no real leader who is able to handle a crisis that we have now. A crisis whereby people are ready to be led and there's no one who is leading them. Maybe who is even giving them a picture of where the direction that they are supposed to take. It's pathetic that you have to be a person, one of those people. Maybe you're in prison, maybe you're at home. Some are even trying to chart their way forward without a leader. If you look at the nurses there, keep on striking. You got plantation workers there, keep on striking because they believe the revolution is still going on. And what do the leaders believe? Maybe this is time for duties to come home and get arrested. Maybe that's the spark that the revolution really desires at the moment. That is the impetus that it just needs a spark. And if it fails to have a spark, then this revolution has just collapsed right now. And nobody should pretend that it's coming up. It's going to continue because it won't. It won't. How? Because I don't see Mdudu and Mlungis and maybe some of the leaders doing anything. You mean they are going to buy guns on the black market in South Africa and come and start a war? Swaziland is sandwiched by SADC countries. So I don't see these pro-democracy activist leaders bringing guns from outside. It's just not practical. You can't just import guns across the borders from where. Let's see, maybe there is more to it. And that's why they are leaders. They see things that we don't see. We, the ordinary people, don't see what they see. And we are waiting to see what is actually. But we should put pressure on them, because otherwise these people are just sleeping. They wake up every day, they try to give us a video of things that we already know, stories that we already know. We want something new. People are really suffering. People, you are leaving people, a lot of people exposed to Mswati, the way you are behaving. A lot of people have been exposed and are still being exposed to this tyrannical regime. They are exposed. And you must, as leaders, you must understand that the more you delay this, the more you dilly-dally about it, a lot of people are exposed, and a lot of people are punished for action that they took, thinking that they've got leadership, and maybe their actions will lead somewhere, and suddenly there's no light at the end of the tunnel. The road is just closed. It's leading nowhere. This revolution might be leading from the way I see it. And you, the leaders, you need to be honest with the people, actually. Please be honest with the people, just tell them the truth. And if you're organizing something, it better not take long, because some people in Swaziland right now are continuing with the revolution. Dudes are saying, no, I want to conscientize the international community, then conscientize the people in Swaziland, then only after that I can come home. I think he's done that part. He has conscientized the international community, which I don't think he's thinking of going to the OAU, because it would be a waste of time and resources. SADC will only come if the king is threatened. I told you that before. If the king is threatened, SADC will come. Then threaten the king if you want SADC to send you. It's military. Threaten the king very strongly. Maybe only then can you force the king onto a negotiating table. Not by asking him nicely, hey, SADC must come, then we'll sit side by side. That king is power drunk. He's not going to negotiate any of his powers away. He's not going to negotiate. He's not going to go into any negotiation that will compromise, that will sell away any of his powers. No, he won't do that. He's too used to these things for him to sell them away in a negotiation. And if push comes to shove, he is prepared to die fighting to defend his position as the king of Swaziland. He's ready to do that. He's not ready to give up anything. So this is a problem that we are having. People, if you are leaders, please, you have to lead. Lead the people want a leader. Because if you are giving ultimatums, you are saying you are the leaders who can lead. Then your ultimatums lead to nothing, and then you quiet. People would listen and listen, then nothing is done. Yeah, he's quiet, he is Mswati himself. At least Mswati is not answerable to him. He's the ultimate judge of appeal. As far as his administration is concerned, he's the power that be. So please, the people suffered and are still suffering. Let us, we must give them direction. We must say, you're saying you're arranging your things in private. Well, maybe we need to give you time, but you better be doing something. Otherwise, you're just wasting people's time. You better be doing something. Myself, I don't respect people. I respect their ideology. If you're doing that, you're doing that. I don't worship people. I worship their ideology. Because we share, we might be sharing the same ideology. I think this is what I don't worship people. I know he's a good singer, and when he sings, need of demo. Yeah, but we need to see your achievements. You need to celebrate your achievements. And this is the moment of crisis. At the moment, you think the moment of crisis maybe is past or is coming. This is the moment of crisis in Swaziland. And people are looking up to you and saying, well, what now? What now? And if you have nothing to deliver now, maybe if you can't manage a crisis, then what kind of leaders are you? This is a crisis that you need to manage. And so it is looking at you and is laughing inside out. Saying, oh, this is their moment. Because the momentum has been killed already. The momentum was there and it was good. Things were moving in the right direction. And a lot of people lost their lives for this. A lot of people, some people say 35, 70. It might be as high as 100. A lot of people think that things will change. Now was the time. And you led these groups into a negotiation with SADC. They didn't even give you a report. So what are you waiting for? You're waiting for SADC again? I don't think it's going to work. Please do something else. Think of something else. Be creative. But I don't think you can do anything without the people. The people here are your secret weapon. The weapon that you obviously have to use. The channel is We Africa. Thank you so much, please, for watching. You must share the video. If you haven't subscribed already, please do subscribe to the channel so that you can watch a lot more of my videos, a lot more of these videos on this channel. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much. Thanks yet again.